Yeah, it's right around 10:15 p.m. on Tuesday, May 28th.
The only two people left off the list. Number one.
And I've been lying here on my bed for about an hour and a half now, since around 9 p.m., just trying to relax after a pretty busy day and a long night watching Gossip Girl, one of my favorite shows. And I've just had to once again open this window about 1.5 feet because there's someone smoking or burning something that smells absolutely foul from behind the wall of my kitchen sink. And while I've been lying here on this bed over the last hour and a half, just relaxing and quietly watching the show, and I left the audio on to show that it's not really loud and it's not disruptive to anybody, or it shouldn't be. Let me just start playing this again. Yeah. So it's really not that loud, given that there's a giant generator outside. And I've been trying to keep my windows mostly closed just because of that really loud noise. Now I've had to reopen them because there's somebody smoking deliberately behind the wall of my kitchen sink, which is the bathroom of Unit 78. And while I've been lying here for the last hour and a half as well, that same psychopath and sex offender and cyber criminal, who the Greenville Group tells me specializes in electronics and is their surveillance expert, she has once more resumed using some type of remote capacity electronic assault device, something that is, emitting obviously some type of EMF frequency because it goes through walls. And this has been literally zapping me while I've been lying on my bed trying to quietly watch one of my favorite shows for the last hour and a half. I've been reporting this for years. It's been going on for years. And even while I'm sitting here talking, this person is literally remote tasing me. It feels like you're being tasered. It's a full body electronic assault. And you feel like there's some type of a electrical current running through you from head to toe. It's not like just one body part. It's not like your arm or, just one thing. It's your entire physical self that is being assaulted electronically. And that's been going on, even though I've been trying to lie here quietly and enjoy my show. I can't. And there's so much smoke and fumes coming from the bathroom of 78 that I've had to open this window. It's like, 1.5 feet now? And in spite of the loud generators that are preventing me from being able to hear what I'm trying to watch, I have to keep this window open for ventilation because the Greenville Group does not ventilate the units in this building. The only ventilation is the window. So I have the right to discuss and document the fact that there's a psychopath named Jasmine Irizarry who is continually accessing the bathroom behind the wall of my kitchen sink. And according to multiple sources, including law enforcement and Greenville management, Irizarry is a psychopath. And that has been my direct personal experience living next door to this person every day for the last 10 years. And the result of that is that I keep having to open my window 1.5 feet. I mean, look at this. This is how wide I have to open this window. There's no screen. There's a giant generator making all kinds of noise outside on the street. Any kind of bug or bird or rodent can come in here. And it is just unsafe, not to mention really loud and disruptive. And that's because there's someone smoking in the bathroom behind that wall. And there has been someone smoking in the bathroom behind that wall for the last few hours, ever since I lay down on my bed and tried to quietly watch my show, which I have the right to do. And I haven't even been watching it for that long. It's been an hour and a half. But during that hour and a half, the psychopath Irizarry, who I've been told specializes in electronics and is Greenville's, surveillance expert, she has resumed the use of a remote capacity electronic assault device, which I've been informed by people who have informed me of, what I'm talking about. They said it's not a remote taser, obviously. It's called a directed energy weapon, and it can be made by using a metal cylinder and just a few pieces of basic hardware that you can obtain at Home Depot. Several people told me this, not just one person, and I looked it up on the internet, and sure enough, you can make your own directed energy weapon by purchasing a metal cylinder and some basic pieces of hardware at your local hardware store. So it is. Yeah, even with the window open, smoke and fumes in here are really thick. It is 10:27. It is 10:27 p.m. That smoke just sticks in my throat. I keep saying that. I can't breathe when this psycho is filling this entire corner with smoke and fumes. I also have my air conditioner going, by the way, and that, as you can see, is not doing anything to ventilate the space. The smoke is just so intense that it's literally making it hard for me to talk, even when I'm sitting right in front of the open window. So again, it's 10:30 p.m. and this has been going on for just about 2 hours now. The remote tasering and the smoke and fumes from the bathroom of 78, where a psychopath named Jasmine Irizarry is engaging in the same exact identical behavioral thumbprint and pattern that she has been engaging in since 2013, from behind the wall of her bathroom, which is the wall of my kitchen sink. So once again, I'm going to have to leave a 5th voicemail for the Greenville group to let them know that Irizarry, their psychopath, who they continue to choose to house in this building, in spite of multiple complaints from my end over the last 10 years about her aggressive, intrusive, harmful behavior, they're doing absolutely nothing to address these concerns that constitute a violation of the lease and a violation of the clause of habitation, which is implicit in every landlord-tenant contract and living situation, regardless of the lease. She's violating all that.
This is an emergency. Please press 1. Otherwise, press 2 to leave a voicemail for the front office.
This is unreal.
After the
5th
tone,
voicemail
detailed message with
in
your
the last
name and number,
28 hours.
So we may get back to you when we return.
Hi there. It is right around 10:30 p.m. now on Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. This is a 5th voicemail I've had to leave for the Greenville group in the last, 28, 30 hours regarding the extremely disruptive, harmful, and attention-seeking behavior from the psychopath who is constantly smoking and burning foul-smelling substances in the bathroom located directly behind the wall of my kitchen sink. This person engages in some very aggressive, intrusive, disruptive behavior from behind the wall of my kitchen sink on a regular basis. Basically, it's hourly at this point. And over the last hour and a half, while I've been lying on my bed trying to quietly watch a TV show on my phone with the volume not very loud, this person has been smoking, burning, and propagating some sickening, overpowering smoke and fumes from behind the wall of my kitchen sink that have forced me once again to open the window of my unit and like a foot and a half in order to ventilate my living space. And even with the window open a foot and a half, the smoke and fumes from the bathroom of 78 are making it difficult for me to breathe or to speak, and the smoke sticks in my throat. At the same time, this psychopath, Jasmine Irizarry, has been using some type of remote capacity electronic assault device to electronically assault me while I've been lying on my bed, quietly trying to watch a show over the last hour and a half. I last reported that she used this device on me this afternoon when I tried to use the toilet in my bathroom at around 5:30 p.m. And I did leave a voicemail for Greenville regarding that violation of the lease and that assault. This is assault, and it is surveillance-based because there is no way that Irizarry could be engaging in the use of this device only when I do certain things in the living space of this unit, but not others. And she likes to use her remote tasering device when I'm on the toilet or when I'm lying on my bed. And over the last hour and a half, as I've reported, I've been quietly lying on my bed trying to watch a TV show. And that's when she literally goes to town with her remote tasering device. The proper scientific term for the remote tasering device is a directed energy weapon. And you can actually make your own by purchasing a metal cylinder and going to Home Depot or any other hardware store and getting some very basic pieces of hardware. This is not science fiction. This is something that you can look up on YouTube, and a lot of people can make their own directed energy weapons using the materials I just discussed. This is a breach of the clause of quiet enjoyment of the lease. It's also a breach of the contract of habitation that every landlord is required to provide to all tenants, regardless of the presence of a lease. And right now, the Greenville Group is completely failing to provide me with safe, private, and functional living space as required by law. I am recording this voicemail for legal purposes, and if you have any questions, you know my phone number. I'm calling from Unit 89, once again, for the 5th time in the last 30 hours to report ongoing breaches of habitation, violations of the lease, and criminal activities from the psychopath who you continue to choose to house in the bathroom of 78. Her name is Jasmine Irizarry. Thank you. You know, I'm starting to think that this psycho is doing this just for attention. Really. I mean, I'm just lying here quietly trying to watch a show, and she's using this remote tasering device that's actually called a directed energy weapon. She's literally going to town on it like she desperately needs attention. Why else would somebody do that to you? Why else would somebody literally smoke all kinds of sickening cigar and marijuana smoke from behind the wall of, you know, a tiny unventilated windowless bathroom, unless they have some desperate need to engage in disruptive behavior to get attention? I couldn't care less about this person, and they know that. And that's why they're deliberately smoking in a tiny windowless unventilated bathroom located behind my kitchen sink. And that forces me to keep this window wide open, and I have to listen to this generator all night. That's not a lot of fun, and it makes it hard for me to hear my show. And also, just having to like keep this window open is a serious safety issue. Anything could fly in here. There's no screen. My items could fall out, actually, right? So this is really not ideal, and I keep having to keep this window open. There's no other way to ventilate this space. And again, I even have my air conditioner going. It's on maximum. It's on F3. And there's still just intense smoke and fumes that smell like cigars and marijuana. And this keeps happening. So you know what? I'm going to conclude that because the Greenville Group and their legal team refused to do anything about this, in spite of the fact that it is literally caused by their choice to house a psychopath in the bathroom behind my kitchen sink, I'm going to have to file a restraining order, folks. That's the only way to get this to stop. A restraining order against the Greenville Group and against their psychopath, Jasmine Irizarry. That's going to happen, I promise, because they're refusing to do anything about this. And this is the 5th voicemail I've had to leave in the last 28 or 30 hours regarding the same exact set of psychotic, aggressive, harmful behaviors that this psycho is engaging in from behind the wall of my kitchen sink. I have to keep my window wide open. I can't even lie on my bed without literally getting electronically zapped by something that feels like a taser. Obviously, it's not a taser. It's a directed energy weapon that uses electromagnetic frequency output to harm people. You know, obviously Wi-Fi is EMFs. So she could be, you know, technically she could be using any kind of device to direct and concentrate EMF frequencies, because your cell phone emits EMF frequencies. Your router emits EMF frequencies. Therefore, a router can technically be used as a directed energy weapon if you know how to concentrate the EMFs that are emitted by your router. That's not science fiction, that's just science.